unfold. No.
Good, RonnyDoGood, my guy, man. How you doing,
man? I'm
man?
chilling.
Appreciate you for coming on Rich TV, bro.
I appreciate you having me, man.
For sure.
I'm excited.
For sure. Before we get into it, first I just want to say, like, I remember when I first seen you at the open mic at Artomiss show.
Yeah.
And like, no disrespect to the other artists, but you ever like after the show, you only gonna remember certain artists. Like it's only certain ones that's gonna like hit you after the show. At first, I remember seeing you. At first you had the, you know what I'm saying, you had the fit. I was like, okay, yeah, it just fit your whole cadence, like everything. And then I remember you did your song, Stop Playing With Me. And then just the confidence in you doing the song. And then after the show, like, you gonna remember that. Like, I remember Stop Playing With Me. I remember RonnyDoGood. It's certain artists you're not gonna remember at the end of the show. Like, no disrespect to them, but it's just like, I remembered you. Like, even after everybody performing, like, when I went home, I'm gonna remember RonnyDoGood. Like, I just feel like as an artist, that matters. So I just want to say, like, bro, I fuck with you. I've been fucking with you since that first show. Like,
thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
Sure.
I really like the energy that Artomiss, like, Prime over there and that Open Mic Wednesday crew really brings that Gallery 992. It's a lot of positive energy, a lot of good vibes, like crystals, weed, man,
smoking
drinks.
Hell yeah.
Like, oh, it's just a great time.
Nah, for sure, for sure. Is that your first time performing at his show?
Or? No, I grew up like doing like talent shows and stuff and performing like that, but that was like going to Artomiss Prime. That was my first time like performing in Atlanta.
Ah, for sure.
And getting like back in like my feet really wet and like the dealing with crowds and stuff. So.
Word for sure. Bet we finna get into it. So originally you're not from Atlanta.
No, no.
So originally, where are you from?
I was born in Connecticut. My dad was in the military, and I moved around a lot. And I ended up spending like 7 years and finishing high school in Yorktown, Virginia. And then when I graduated, I went to college, and then I moved to Atlanta, and now I'm here.
So when did you move? How long were you in Connecticut before you went to Virginia?
Really, like 6 months, and then we moved to Suffolk, Virginia, which is like just like 30 minutes outside of like Virginia Beach on the south side of the Chesapeake. And then like from there, I think that was like from like 6 months as a baby to like preschool, and then I was in Washington D.C. and Maryland for a little bit, and then I went to Hawaii for elementary school, and then 3 years out there, U-turned it over to Stuttgart, Germany, and then did 5th and 6th grade there, and then 7th grade came back to Yorktown, Virginia. Then I went to college in Jersey for a year, then I went to Charlotte, and then, I'll be hopping around, I can't sit still.
So was all the movement because of your parents in the military?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was only your dad in the military, not your, okay. So like, how was it like with the moving and coming up, like going to being in different places all the time? Like,
I think it taught me a lot about like cultures and like and meeting new people and how to interact with new people and like, you know, it's just like you don't think about it a lot when you're growing up, because when you're growing up you're just being a kid.
Where
like,
you living, in it,
living in the moment, just like going around accepting the new thing as the norm and making it okay, because like you're not like, I don't know, you're not really plagued by like the dark sides of society off the bat. Like you still have your youthful innocence and stuff. And then, so I think there was like a lot of stuff going on in that time really shaped what I was like doing and how I came apart, but like, or not came apart, but like growing up. Like, I just remember like certain things about like in those time frames of like the music scenes that people were really into where I was at, like being in like the military, or my dad being in the military. Like when I was in Germany and stuff, like I felt like there was a lot of like love for 90s hip hop and
in Germany?
In Germany, and like also they really liked like heavy metal and stuff, and so there was like a weird combo of flavor that I was getting there. And then like in VA, like super Pharrell, Timbaland influence, like, and I had an older brother who was really big into graffiti, and he would put me on to so much game in Germany, and like and in Europe, like the graffiti game is so crazy. So then like getting into like learning about that, and my brother would have these books and stuff, and it would talk about New York graffiti in the 90s and 80s and all the history behind it. And then that kind of opened up into a rabbit hole, segueing into like urban hip hop and like
Okay.
Tribe Called Quest and like The Far Side and Biggie and Nas and like Big L and so much like dope music, and that really kind of just like, so there was so much going on, and like I don't know, I just took it in, man. I just
adapted to it.
And made him and it spoke to me, so I made it mine. Man.
For sure. So when did the music like hit you to where you went? Well, first, what was the genre that hit you first? Cause you saying you was around heavy metal in Germany, and then rap, and you had the graffiti.
Well, when I was in first grade, I had a CD of the Eminem show.
Damn.
Yeah.
First
grade.
grade.
I had to give it back to my friend who gave it to me for my birthday.
Because
my mom. And then so I was always into that. And then like 03, 04, that was when I was like in Hawaii, and around that time frame, I really don't remember what it was, but like I just remember like being able to be on the TV and going to like these free music videos, and you could see like 50 Cent's music videos, you could see Eminem's music videos, you could see Nelly's music videos, you could see all this stuff, and I was just like, so hip hop has been it for me since like the jump, man. Like I think I was really big into Eminem and Blink-182 at the same time, like elementary school, and I don't know, just kind of like went from there.
Word. So your mom, she wasn't with the music or just rap music?
She wasn't with Eminem's music. Eminem was rapping about killing his mom,
shit,
raping people, drugs, murder.
Damn.
All kinds of wild stuff, man. So I think like, but eventually, like I think even a few years later, that was like first grade. Like by the time I was in Hawaii, there had just been like this had just been like the start of like iTunes and like around that kind of time frame, and like where you could buy singles online, and like I remember they bought me like the Mockingbird single and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like they opened up to it relatively quickly, and I also too like I don't know, like I mean Tony Hawk Underground and stuff like that, like those soundtracks, like you know what I'm saying, really like influenced you and me into hip hop, and I think like probably the fact that we would listen to that and all the sports and stuff we were into was so like hip hop was what was cool, and that's how like advertising like kind of, you know, sold things to kids growing up, and so eventually you just can like fight it or
you in it now, like because your favorite stuff that's not music is involved with the hip hop, so it's like it's automatically gonna adapt to it. Okay, for sure. That's what's up. So when did you first start like rapping? Like when did you first start writing, like putting down words and stuff?
Probably around like 7th grade, like right when I moved to Virginia. And when I moved to Virginia, I made a particular friend group that was into rap music and stuff, and one of my friends wanted to do rapping, and it was just like a combination of things. Like we had to do like an extra credit project for like a Tom Sawyer book that we read in English class. We wrote a Tom Sawyer rap song. It was like me and him as Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn rapping. Like,
that's crazy.
And then like that led to like us doing like, there was like a weekly news show for the middle school, and we did like the news show intro song.
Okay.
It just really developed from there, and then there was talent shows, and then it was like, how can we make music at our house, and like at that point it was all kind of coming together. Like I had a Wii American Idol USB mic, plugged it into like, you know, just like looking at it like, bro, like being intuitive kids, like this is a USB, like I could plug this into the laptop.
Okay.
And then you go to GarageBand and it comes up and it's just already working, and you're like.
And what grade is this? Around like what time?
Middle school, 7th, 8th grade.
Damn, so you early on with it, like you was okay. So
there's a YouTube page of me. I'm not gonna say the name, but I'm 14 years old, and some of them are out there like and I'm rapping towards the Mac screen just like that, like in the chair, like in my dad's office, like.
Damn, that's hard though. Yeah. So like, what made you want to start taking it more serious, like? Because as you getting older, like you already doing it in middle school, but what make you start taking it more serious, like in high school?
Freshman year talent show, me and my friend placed second as freshmen in like the countywide talent show in Yorktown, and then
That's hard.
Like at the high school talent show, which felt like even bigger than the countywide talent show, based off of just like
The people you
the
know.
way high school works and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like we did really well there. I can't remember if we won or finished second in there too. And by then it was just like, man, we were like those freshman kid rappers at the school.
That's
we
in
were
it.
really dope. Like, and people would thought were dope enough to like be rapping and stuff, or not like saying what we were doing or the people we were was dope, but like we were dope rappers and had enough skill that made people interested in doing it.
And y'all young too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So like from there it was just like I think sophomore year we won the high school talent show, and then we weren't allowed to compete anymore, but we closed it every night for the next like 2 years.
Okay.
And then it was just kind of like we did the YouTube rapper thing, like and like had all the remixes and things that are still up there today, probably for the most part. I have a few up there today.
Okay.
And yeah, and then like at the same time as me making music though, I found golf.
What? For real? In high school? Was this?
I found golf. My dad like got into golf when he graduated the Coast Guard Academy, and he played football and baseball in college, so he was real competitive. And my mom's dad was big into golf, and they would play golf, and you know, I was just like always trying to be like my dad or be like my brother, and so playing like baseball and golf growing up, that was like kind of what I did. And as I was moving around a lot, like I never really developed into myself. But like once like 7th grade hit, and like I was in Virginia for the
What you think them two fingers is